Like, as exciting as it may seem, changing career, but it's not an easy thing. What motivated you to change your career?
That's a good question. I've never thought about that because even nowadays, when I remember about my past, even my previous employers, I'm proud of my background. Um, I really enjoy it and I have fond memories. So if there are other people, maybe at this moment in time, they're listening to this podcast, and they say, "Listen, I have this opportunity, but I have no whatsoever type of expertise in that area, on that company." I would tell them, "Listen to your inner circle. If you think that move will be of an excellent opportunity for you, don't just do it for money." Because sometimes when you do it for money, it's something for the short term, and other than that, you will say, this wasn't the right move for me. I mean, yes, nowadays there is job mobility. Nowadays people tend to stay with a company for average 2 to 3 years, not more than that. But we are living in an era where you have the people who were born in the 80s and 70s, even 60s, who are still working. We have people who are working even with us who are born in the 70s. And you have the baby boomers, you have the 2000, and now even late
Gen Zs,
2000. Exactly. So there are a lot of different people who are working this and that, but sometimes you can make a move nowadays even within the same company, and I will tell you why. Let's take Nectar. I work at Nectar. Sort of, it's a traditional old business in the sense that importation distribution has been here for quite a long time, for decades, I would dare to say. But Nectar being a dynamic company, some people might tend to say that, listen, okay, you employ delivery persons, maybe you have 2 or 3 people who work behind the scenes in the warehouse, maybe you have the sales people, because from the sales people you get the sales orders, etc., and you have 2 or 3 people who take care of the accounts, and it's good to go. The truth is that nowadays, in order not to survive but to be sustainable, to be a quality company, and to look at the long term, we have, apart from the HR people, apart from the usual finance people, etc., a company like ours literally employ full-timers, IT people, including programmers, merchandisers, we have designers, we have marketeers, we have mechanics, we have refrigeration technicians. So there is a lot of people, a lot of movement going on. It's not just a salesperson, a delivery person, and an accounts clerk.
So the growth journey is varied.
Definitely, yes.
What I appreciated the most from when you shared your motivation to change careers, the listening to the gut feeling. And sometimes I think it's underrated, not overrated. Sometimes it's underrated because personally I'm at fault of this, because I tend to be logical about it, and you try to weigh things and try to find the things that makes most sense. And sometimes we don't listen enough to our gut feeling, and sometimes a move or a decision just feels right. And there might not be a logical reason for it. It just feels right.
Well, from my experience, sometimes you have a list and you start ticking the boxes. Well, I can work from home remotely, that's very good, I tick the box. Salary, it's very good, I tick the box. And I have this perk whatsoever, blah, blah, blah. But then again, behind the scenes, being an HR person, there is the culture of an organization. And even when people come here for an interview, and maybe sometimes we do it even on purpose, we leave them to wait those 5 or 10 minutes, because they will see our people passing by, and they will see them talking to each other. They will see different uniforms. So automatically you will say, this person doesn't work with this person, but they still talk, they still communicate with each other, they see those smile face, So newcomers coming in here and seeing these type of characteristics, they start understanding behind the scene what is going on. Our culture, because culture is not the activity that we're going to do this evening. The culture is how you deal with your people, what are your aims, what you're representing, you know. So all this put together behind the scenes will give a definition of whom, in this case, Nectar is, for instance.